your estate was created when you were born. You gotta look up the definition of estate. Just type in your like a Google the term itself. Legal definition, like just like if say for instance like estate legal definition. Type it in your Google search. It lets you know that it's the total of your estate, like everything that's in the name of your all caps name. That's the name of your estate. So everything that you own, everything you ever bought, every house, every car, books you've written, even your rights or your property, but everything that's that you own or have any interest in is added into the as a part of your estate. So that's what that is. So that's not what create. You get a proper name. You got a proper name when you were born. Your father and mother gave you a name. That's just your name. But the all caps name is they created the estate when you were born, and they just named it after the same name your father and mother gave you. It's simple. I think a lot of times we overcomplicate some of the simplest things because a lot of stuff that we're taught on the internet. And I used to think the same type of stuff. So not that, but it's a lot of things I used to think of, used to do and follow and not really look it up. It's like if I see somebody on the internet who articulates very well and they sound like they study a lot and they know a lot and they speak with a lot of charisma and they speak with a lot of conviction, like they know what they're talking about. It's easy to fall into a lazy state to where you don't look it up yourself. You just take what they said as face value, and then you carry those things on, and you find yourself regurgitating what you heard instead of looking it up and getting verifying what you heard. And that's what I've done there. I'm guilty of that too. I think we all kind of do that along our journey until we learn better as we continue to detox and learn as we go. But that's all that is. Don't overcomplicate it. It's not complicated. Everything that's in the name of your estate, everything that's in your name, the name in your all caps name is part of your estate. That's all it is to it. See, that's actually the reason why I asked you where was that written in the laws, because I kind of figured I would get an answer like this. I've received answers like this before. Thing is, if it was state secret national security type information, then you wouldn't know it. Think about that. Who told you that? See, for years, I get on these talk shows, these podcasts, and listen to people talking or whatever. What they call it, the audios where people have the conferences or whatever, and they sitting there, they're using these long 2-hour speeches where they're trying to teach people about what the government is doing, and they can't show any damn thing in the law books to substantiate what they're saying. And if they can articulate it with great charisma, and conviction, sound believable. It only sounds good to people who really had never looked it up, and they actually just they respect that person. It's like kind of sort of like what they do in churches. If I go to T.D. Jakes' church and I really hold him on high regards, and I'm like, oh, that's the man of God right there. I don't give a damn what he say. He could be in error, and I'll take it full. I'll take it without any question, because he's been in it for so long, and he sounds good, and he sounds like he know what he's talking about. So me with my lazy ass, I'm not gonna go look it up. I'm just gonna take it in hook, line, and sinker without questioning anything. That's exactly what a lot of us do on the internet. And then we'll find ourselves, following these people, and they come up with these processes that are made up. They can't tell you how it works, and they can't show you no law to back up what they're saying. One thing, I'm gonna challenge you to do something, and I don't want to. This is not even a shit on you or nothing, okay? This is kind of just food for thought. Look in your state statute. I don't know what state you're in. Just look in whatever state you're in. Type in power of attorney followed by the name of your state, and look in those state statutes and see exactly what it says. Okay. Now also compare that with the Declaration of Independence, because it specifically says that the officials, they get their power derived from the consent of the governed. Okay, here we go. Declaration of Independence, as you can see at the top. Okay, hopefully this thing, I don't want it to be out. Here we go. Down here at the bottom, right here, middle ways. Say we hold. I'm gonna start with number 8 right here. So we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that amongst these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, the governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Okay, that's where their power comes from. Now, when you go back to the when you look up a power of attorney in your state, you'll see exactly where their power comes from. I did a video, it's just on YouTube. You can look on YouTube, type in the search bar, where does their power come from? You'll find Emerald's Reviews. You'll find that video. I'm in Georgia, so I used the Georgia statutes to find it, and I'm going in other states too, because I talk to people all over the country. So anytime I'm talking to people on the phone privately, I always look in their state statutes and show them what their state laws say. And it says the same thing. And then every mother who learns that she's pregnant, periods late, she goes to a physician of her choosing, and keep in mind the physician is a state agent, and they sign consent forms. That's where the consent starts, with the consent forms that your mother filled out when she was pregnant with you. Same thing happened to us as well. Okay, that consent is never revoked at all. That's it, and it states in there that you give his power of attorney, whether or not the words power of attorney are being used or not, it's still giving them power of attorney. So that's why when you say if you don't go to court, they can enter in a guilty plea on your behalf, issue out warrants. You're on child support. They can They can delegate authorities. It says all this in your state statutes. Go look that shit up. You'll see it. I can show you what I'm talking about. Just look into your state statutes and you'll find it. They can have your wages garnished. These are all state entities. So keep in mind that physician is a state agent. So, and they can delegate authority. They can delegate their powers to different entities that are also governed by the state. So that's how they're able to do that stuff. You can get your wages garnished from a bank. When you owe something or whatever, you owe child support. They doing all this stuff through power of attorney. They're not going to tell you that though. That's why when y'all go challenge jurisdiction, they're never going to tell you that. They say, I have jurisdiction. But the thing is, they still have to serve you, because they got to get you to come into court to some kind of way agree. Because even the power of attorney don't give you a power to railroad me. Just because you have power of attorney, you don't get to railroad me. But some people go, when they're getting served, they don't respond. They don't file an answer into a court case, no kind of objection. It has to be in writing. If you can't just go in court, just like even the scripture even tell you, you gotta settle the matters quickly. I'm gonna show you. Okay, you remember Bible scripture? Not many people, everybody don't read the Bible, but Matthew 5:25, most of us know this part. Agree with your adversary quickly while you're on your way to court. Look at other versions of the Bible, and it actually teaches you a whole different, gives you clearer understanding as to what it's saying. Take this one for instance. New International Version say, settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. See what I'm saying? Say do it while you're still together on the way. They use different wordplay in order to tell, but they're teaching you this stuff. Matter of fact, here we go. Reconcile quickly. So you're supposed to deal with this stuff before you get to court. You're supposed to file your answer in there before you get there. Agreeing. Here's another one. Says somebody reach a settlement. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Christian Standard Bible. Reach a settlement quickly with your adversary while you're on the way with him to court, and your adversary will hand you over to the judge, and the judge to the officer, and you will be thrown into prison. Now that don't necessarily mean you going to prison, but you get the gist of what it's telling you. You're supposed to deal with the situation before you go to court. Most people don't file no answer into a court case. When a debt collector, they're reaching out, trying to send you letters, trying to communicate with you about some type of a debt, you're supposed to deal with that shit. If you don't do so, you wonder why it ended up on your credit later on, because you never responded. And That also connect. This also aligns with the Says the KV Act. You know, you have to respond. It says the KV Act. You know, according to after 7 years, you're presumed dead. Some states call it missing, or they call you an absentee. They just it's just a presumption of death that takes place. In some states, all states are different. Here in Georgia, it's 4 years. I think in Florida, I think it's 5 years, and North Carolina 7 years, California 7 years. It's different for different states, but they all do it. Even the Social Security Administration do it, and they're 7 years. You could type in presumption of death, Social Security Administration, or SSA, and they'll show you. You'll find it in their manual. After 7 years, you're presumed dead. So you have to. So when someone's trying to do business with that name, that's your estate. It's your job to respond to that shit. If you don't respond, then you're presumed missing still. You're still missing. So they're gonna go with that presumption of death, and they're gonna do what they do because the power of attorney was already granted to them back when you were still in your mother's womb. Hopefully, I get kind of bring a little clarity on my angle here, but I'm giving you law to back up what I'm saying. The stuff that saying that your state, you don't get your estate until you get your proper name. I'm like, you already got your proper name. Just imagine people don't never hear that, but then that same estate is being, like, when you pass away. Say we don't know none of this stuff. Say we don't know none of this stuff, and you pass away. Everything that you own, it goes to probate, and you have children, you have a wife, your spouse, y'all actually, they'll issue out all those things to your heirs because that's your estate. So your estate is your estate. You were born, that was yours. It was created when you were born. So you don't have to go through this proper name shit in order to do this. Some stuff that people be teaching out here, man, you gotta always be willing to look that stuff up. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people run around for years, can't figure out how to win nothing in court. They can't see how to get no remedy with nothing because they're listening to these people that's teaching bullshit that they can't back up with no laws. And they're using their own commentary, and they make it like it's some secret shit, and you just was blessed to get hold to it, and the only way you hear about it is when you go on their page, on their platform. Start looking some shit up, bro. You'll get better results, I guarantee you. You blessed, bro.